things like that. But yay, we're both together today and we're here to give you an update on the house. So quite a lot has changed, hasn't it, since we first showed you the house?
Yeah, it's a lot different now. It's still not even close to being ready to move into, but it's getting there.
It is, and I think the thing is that up until now, a lot of the stuff that they've been doing, even though the builders have been working really, really hard, has been invisible. Do you think that?
Yeah, things like plumbing and rewiring, and I mean they've started doing plastering now, so that's a big obvious change.
Yeah.
That is probably the most obvious change,
It is.
But it makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference, and up until now they've been doing, like Matt said, the electrical and the plumbing and things like that, so huge jobs, really important jobs. They've been working really hard, but you don't go into the house and feel like, oh, so much has changed since I last went.
Because when you see exposed wiring and pipes and things like that, it still doesn't look...
It doesn't feel like it's ever going to be done.
No, it doesn't.
But now we've got to the point where you're starting to see visible changes.
So do you want to go through room by room what's different?
Yeah, we'll go through each room and show you the changes that have been made so far. So first of all, with the living room, I think this is the room that has changed the least. You think?
Yeah, the living room is just a drop zone for everything coming into the house. So there's like 2 toilets, 2 sinks.
Yeah, all our stuff basically that we bought.
Tiles.
Yeah, it's just waiting in there. They're using it as kind of a dumping ground, aren't they, because they're working so much on the other rooms and they need the space. So one thing that has changed is that they have bashed out the fireplace.
Yeah, they've cut a hole where that's going to be.
Yeah, so we need to have that widened, and we need to get a quote for someone to come out and look at the chimney and see how much that's going to cost, because we did mention that we might be doing that next year.
Well, maybe we're going to be.
Maybe we're going to do it now. Yeah. So there's not really much to report in the living room. That's pretty much just the same. When it comes to the kitchen, that's probably not changed that much either, because the things that are going to be changing in the kitchen are like the walls are going to be painted, the floor is going to be tiled, and we're doing that ourselves. Well, my dad's tiling the floor and we're painting everywhere in the house. So the builders don't have much to do in the kitchen. So
they have put in spotlights though.
Yes, they've put spotlights in, so we had like one exposed bulb originally.
I kept hitting my head on it.
Kept banging his head. So now we've got spotlights which are much nicer, and they bring a lot more light into the room, which is really good. And then in the utility room, things
have changed quite a lot. Yeah, there's like a membrane on the wall now where they're starting to redo the damp proof course.
Yes, for the rising damp, that is, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got a brand new boiler in there, and they're splitting the room in half. I think Gem's probably explained in an old video, but they're splitting the room in half, and then on the side that's closest to the outside we're putting in a toilet and a sink, so that people have got a place to go to the loo if they're just visiting without having to go through one of the bedrooms, because both the bathrooms upstairs are en suites. I
think some people were kind of confused about that as well, so I just want to clarify, it will be 2 separate rooms. Like they're putting a whole wall with a door. A lot of people maybe misheard me, or maybe it's my accent, I don't know.
We're going to be taking a crap next to the fridge.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. We're not going to have a fridge in the toilet and that kind of thing. It's going to be, that extension is going to be split into 2 completely separate rooms. In terms of the boring stuff, I know it's boring, but it's important. The electricity has been redone, because the guy did tell us that he'd redone all of the electrics, but they were not correct.
He neglected to mention that he had not done it legally.
Yes, he'd not done it correctly. It wasn't safe, it wasn't up to scratch, so now we've had all that redone. So that is an unexpected cost that we weren't quite expecting.
As was the boiler actually.
And the boiler, yeah. We thought we'd be able to get another sort of 2 years out of the boiler. We knew it wasn't the newest one, but we thought we'd be able to get another 2 years from the boiler, but it turns out that was also in a position that isn't legal. It was on the wrong wall, and yeah, it was just not in the right place, so we've had to have all the pipe work moved, and we've also got a brand new boiler. But it's good that we're starting off from scratch sort of thing with a new boiler, because it would have had to be done anyway at some point. It's just kind of
better to do it now rather than have to rip out a load of the builder's work and do it again down the road.
Yeah, definitely, and we know it's all kind of, it's an adequate boiler, because I think the boiler that was in before, because it's got 3 stories, it wasn't adequate to pump up the heating to the loft, which is going to be important because I'm going to be working up there.
The spare bedroom is completely plastered now.
Yes.
That
makes me feel so excited when I walk in there. I feel like...
You feel like it's ready to paint?
There's something about, you can just picture the room more when it's got plaster on there, I think.
Yeah. Even though it's not much different from boards,
no.
it's just
It feels
strange.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet room hasn't really been. I think it's mostly like the plumbing stuff that he started to do, getting everything ready for the shower going in, but it's not actually physically looking much different yet. Our bedroom's a bit different.
Yes. They've plastered all of the walls except the one which faces the outside of the building.
Which it's going to be plastered. We're not going to have exposed brick there, but they need to leave that until they've done all the shower stuff in the bathroom. But yeah, we had like silver partition stuff before, if you remember, on that wall, and now that's plastered, so that feels different. But our bathroom is a bit of a dumping ground again at the moment. That's not been done yet. The tiles are actually arriving today. I just had a phone call and I'm just checking, yeah, everything's okay with the tile delivery. So the bathroom tiles are going to be delivered today, and that should be done soon. And the loft is the place I think that's seen the biggest change.
And the stairway as well.
Yeah, the stairway's been plastered as well.
Yeah.
That was just brick before. It's not very light at the moment because obviously the bulbs that are in there are like really dim, and we're going to obviously get brighter lights, and we are having lights along the bottom, along the skirting board. We're having lights put in every other step, like actually on the steps, so that'll be really nice, and it'll just make it feel more light and airy there.
The loft looks a lot different.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that'll be lovely when it's finished.
It will, yeah. They've got spotlights up there now.
Spotlights are in, and the big block has been taken out that goes around the enclosure that brings you up into the room.
Yeah. So at the moment it's just like a hole that we have to be careful not to fall down, but we are having...
They're going to put spindles in.
Yeah.
They might have done that actually.
They might have done it, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just nice, because as much as you need something there for safety, the blockiness of that one before, it kind of made the room feel smaller, and it just... Visually, I think spindles just look a lot nicer and more open, even though there's still a structure there. It just feels, different, like to the eye it looks different.
And it's totally plastered now.
Yeah, it's plastered. So I'm so excited about that room. I'm really, really excited about that one.
We picked out our flooring as well.
Yes, and we picked out the flooring. So everything's sort of coming together now, and it's all happening, and we have got to this point now where we feel like it's all going to hopefully be smooth sailing. Because there have been a few niggles along the way.
Yeah.
It's not been the easiest, and we didn't think it was going to be easy. We knew there were going to be a few problems, but I think considering what could have gone wrong, we've been quite lucky.
Yeah.
It's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it, and at the end of the day, we want to make changes that are going to be in the home for a few years. We don't want to do things shoddily or try and cut corners with the important stuff. So yeah, it's all kind of necessary stuff.
Hopefully we're 2 weeks away from being able to start work on the insides and moving in
and stuff. Yeah, which is really exciting. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.